welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm super happy that you guys could join me here again for another video. Today I'm not going to be doing a workout. I'm actually just going to talk to you guys about my workout split. So basically, I haven't explained to you guys yet how I work out or what my routine is, so I'm just going to do that now. I like to start the week off first thing with legs. So Monday is usually legs. I usually like to go heavy, like super heavy, so I'll attempt my squat PR on Monday. I'll do a lot of squats just that Monday. I'll do heavy hip thrusts. I'll do some other workouts. Like it differs from time to time, but usually the same thing that stays consistent always is I do squats on Monday, and I'm always pushing to go heavier unless my body isn't feeling great. So basically what I mean by that is listen to your body. It's super, super important not to constantly be pushing yourself past your breaking point if your body is not ready for it. A lot of people do this because they have to compete. A lot of people have to meet a lot of time frames or deadlines, so they push themselves even when they're not feeling great, and that leads to a lot of injuries. So I just do it when I'm feeling good. That's why I only do heavy squats on Monday, just because it gives my body an entire week to rest, so that usually every Monday I feel great. Okay, so Tuesdays I currently am doing arms and shoulders. I used to do them separate, but I like the size that my arms and shoulders are now, and I don't really want to focus an entire day on them. I'm kind of doing like a mini deload, I guess you could say. So I'm not going super heavy, but instead of not going to the gym at all, I'm just putting them on the same day so that it's like I keep the routine of going to the gym consistent, but I'm not pushing myself crazy on arms or shoulders or anything, because I don't want to get too big on my upper body. I do like how my arms are. I like having a little muscle definition, but I want my legs to look a lot bigger, so I'm gonna have to slow down my arms and shoulders just to make sure that I don't overdo it and make my legs look a little smaller, if that makes sense. Okay, so on Wednesdays I usually work my chest. I don't do chest super frequently. I don't do it very often, and I don't push too heavy on most chest days because I don't want to develop that muscle crazy. Like I do push heavy on my lower body because I want those muscles to be huge. I don't want huge pec muscles. I don't want it to interfere with my chest area. I'll put a picture on the screen of what I don't want to look like. So because I don't want that muscle super strong or super cut or showing a lot, I just don't work that muscle very often. But recently I have been doing chest on Wednesdays just because it is important for girls to work chest, just so that it does lift the girls up, and it also just takes the pressure off of your chest area from having to constantly carry your girls around, if you catch what I'm saying. Chest is something I'm working in recently. You've seen some videos. I do post videos more often of chest just because I know a lot of girls don't really know how to work their chest, or they're uncomfortable with certain exercises. So I did want to put a lot of those videos out there because I want girls to see them and to feel comfortable with what they're doing when they're working out on their chest, because I know it's super intimidating when you're walking into a gym and there's a bunch of guys working out their chest, and then they see a girl work out their chest and they kind of look at you a little funny, and they just like to keep tabs on you for your entire workout just to see what it is you're doing. So the reason I have those videos up there is just because I know those are great workouts, and they're very effective for men and women. So I want women to feel comfortable when they see those videos, comfortable enough that they can take that workout to the gym and not feel judged while working out on their chest, if that is a desired goal of theirs. So Thursdays, I like to save for back. I used to do back on Wednesdays, but because I'm doing such heavy squats on Mondays, I want to give myself proper amount of rest time between my back days and my squat leg days, because I am mixing in more deadlifting on my back days. To be honest, I don't really care. I don't care about deadlifts. I know a lot of people are gonna go crazy about that comment, but I just don't. I never really cared. I never really saw the point in deadlifts because really it's just so much strain on your spine. And if you're squatting and already putting that much stress on your spine, and then you're gonna add in deadlifting to your workout, it can be a lot for your body. And if you're not doing it properly, I don't care if you have a belt on, I don't care if you have any kind of assistance on, if you're not doing it properly, you are going to build towards injury. My sister is a chiropractor, and so she's always talking to me about being very careful with what I'm doing, especially because I do a heavy squat for my weight. She's always kind of like looking out for me and giving me tips. That's where I get a lot of my knowledge from. She's constantly warning me, and she gets a lot of clients who come in and are injured because of deadlifts. Deadlifts aren't horrible. It's just what happens is ego lifting. You get into a gym with a bunch of people who are deadlifting and trying to push their weight, and then you're trying to keep up and push that weight as well, and it's dangerous on your spine because you're more focused on what others are doing and you're more focused on other people's workouts, that you're not focusing on what your body is telling you. That's a huge issue. Deadlifts are fine if you're doing them properly. I don't hate deadlifts. I just honestly, I did used to do them, I stopped doing them, and then I'm picking them up again now. I like to mix and match exercises. I don't like to stick to the same exercises constantly because I don't want to hit a plateau. I want to mix it up constantly so my body is constantly confused. I've just started doing deadlifts recently though, so the reason that I moved my back days from Wednesday to Thursday was because I wanted more rest between my heavy squatting leg day and my back days. So at least if I have the 2 days of rest, my back's going to feel a lot better if I am mixing in deadlifts, which I'm doing much more frequently now. So I've been going on and on about back. I'm going to continue for a little bit longer to go on about back just because it's a really important area to be working if you are doing a weightlifting kind of program that you made for yourself, I guess. So back. A lot of people neglect their back. A lot of people spend most of their lives sitting at a desk or driving around or taking the TTC. Most of us spend most of our time seated. And when you're seated, your spine is so overloaded by your body weight because your body is built to stand. So your legs are right under your back. That's supposed to help support your back and take any pressure off your spine, but because you take your legs out of the equation and you're just seated all day, what's going to happen is you're going to develop so many problems in your back. You're going to get back pains. No matter what, you're going to be starting to feel that pain. You're going to be hunched over. Every inch that your head moves forward, the more hunched you're going to be, the heavier your head's going to get, the more you're going to hunch. It's just a non-stop, constant way to develop bad habits, to be honest. And because we are constantly seated, I'm seated right now filming this video because we are always sitting, it is so important to take that 45-minute workout or that hour workout and set it aside and work on your back. If you're debating on what muscle to work, chest or back, especially ladies, work your back first, and then later in the future when you free up more time, then you can mix in a chest day. Your back needs to be protected, your muscles need to be worked so that they can grow stronger. You need to be able to pull your shoulders back and stand up straight without it being uncomfortable. And so the only way to do that is to really train those muscles, especially your low back muscles. And we'll get a little bit more into that later on in my days when I talk about your abs, but for your back, you need to train your low and mid trap. You need to wake them up because our upper traps are so strong. We're always like this. We're carrying our purses or our backpacks like this. They're so strong and they're pulling you forward. You need to reset and readjust that. And so many people, even today in the gym, have poor shoulder mobility. Like they can't do that. They can't do that simple motion and touch the wall behind them because they're overworking their chest or they just don't work the proper muscles in their back. I don't know like how else to explain it other than when you're in the gym, you can be building towards success or building towards injury. And you need to make sure you're on the right path. A lot of people don't understand that. They don't think of that. They think if they're lifting this weight, doesn't matter how they're lifting it, they're just gonna look great and they're gonna feel great. That's bull. They're not going to feel great if they throw out their shoulder, if they tear their bicep, if they develop knee issues or ankle issues. You need to be all on top of your form. Like I don't want to sound like I'm just like nagging you guys, but I don't really see this stuff talked about in depth on YouTube or social media often. Yeah, you see people working out in the gym, but you don't really hear them talk about properly working out. And I'm hoping that this is kind of making you want to research workouts more. So just be cautious of whatever workout it is you're doing because again, you're on a path. It's either you're building towards success or you're building towards injury, and you need to be able to identify that early on just because then you don't have to work so hard to get your body back to normal. You don't want to backtrack. You don't want to have to go back and fix the issues you didn't fix now. Be very, very cautious with your form. Even if like you're squatting and you don't have someone there to tell you how your form is, try and find a spot for your phone so that you can set it up and you can watch your form on video and then that way you know what you're doing wrong and how to adjust it. Sorry, I just went on a rant there, but like bottom line, your back is full of so many muscles, and those muscles are essential for making you live a comfortable life. Just know what muscles you have to work to improve your posture. And I know it's annoying to have to like research it, but if you are seriously thinking of going to the gym, you should research it. Spend 10 minutes a day researching one exercise to do properly, and eventually your knowledge will grow. I don't want to hear that you don't have time for it, because you've all seen it. Like when you're older, your spine like slowly develops into an S. You've seen like what most likely like what your grandma used to look like. Most grandmothers like look like this. I know oftentimes when I see ladies walking down the street, older women walking down the street, they already have their hunch developed. Don't look at them and think that that's because they have some sort of back issue. That's what happens to people when they're not properly working their backs and they're constantly hunched. When you're not focused on pulling your shoulders back and achieving proper posture, that's what you're gonna look like. That's just what happens. Your spine is just gonna slowly sag into that position, and it's the truth. It's what happens if you're not working the proper muscles. And even like I have struggled with my posture my whole life. I used to get back pain to the point where I would be in tears because I was so busy in university studying, and I was always hunched over writing in stupid freaking lectures, and I was too busy reading all this unnecessary crap that they give you because they just want you to read thousands of pages a week. So my back was so messed up to the point where my chiropractic sister had to step in. She did some adjustments on me, and she didn't realize how bad it was until she was doing those adjustments. So that was a wake-up call for me. Luckily, I was young when I realized it. It's a little messed up how young I was to be already experiencing those back pains, but that's one of the biggest reasons that I started to go to a gym. I was sick and tired of being in pain and told that you just need to stand with your back straight, and not understanding. I didn't understand how to stand with my back straight because my muscles were the wrong muscles were so overdeveloped to the point where my shoulders wouldn't be allowed to move back because they were just too tight. And so working out in the gym really helped me with that. It was such a relief to realize that I could change that, and I just want anybody who's watching this video to understand that you can change it. I don't ever want to hear you're too old to change it or you're too broken to change it. It's going to take time and it's going to take effort, and what you put in it is what you're going to get out of it. Simple as that. Then on Fridays, I again work out on legs. Okay, leg day is my favorite thing to work on. I do a different leg day on Friday than I do on Monday. So my Friday leg day I don't do heavy squats. I will do heavy hip thrusts. I'll do like heavy leg press, but I don't like to do heavy squats. I save that just for one day because I want to spend majority of my time focusing on my accessory muscles like my glute medius and minimus. I like to pay a lot of attention to my quad and hamstring that day. I'm not so focused on pushing heavier weight. I'm more focused on the accessory exercises because I really enjoy doing those, and those are often overlooked. Just to focus on the smaller muscle groups just so that they can stay as strong as my major muscle groups. I'm going to apologize now to you guys for the light changing. I don't know why the lights are going up and down. I don't really know much about my camera, to be honest. I'm still learning. There's a lot to know about this camera, but if it's like the brightness is switching like drastically up and down, sorry guys, I'm going to try and fix it when I edit it. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, Saturday, I do abs. Okay, so I used to love abs. I used to love working my core. I don't anymore. That's just what happens, you guys. Like right now I love working my legs and my glutes and all of that, but I don't love working my core. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys, but I work it anyway because your core is super important, just like your back. Okay? Specifically, what I'm talking about is your transverse abdominis. I have talked about this muscle before. Pretty sure I've talked about it before, but essentially it's a muscle that's behind your core. It's your innermost core, and it goes all the way around your back, protects your low back, really helps to pull you in. Not only does working that muscle make you look super flattering if you like that small waist kind of look, it's super important It helps so much to relieve all the pressure on your low spine. It really helped me to not experience those pains anymore. My low back feels a lot stronger, and it helps me to squat without a belt. So I don't squat with a belt. You guys know that. You've seen my videos. Even on my heavy weight, I do not squat with a belt. Yeah, thing about me, I am super like, I won't use a belt. Not yet, at least. Maybe if I get the 5-plate squat, I'll throw in a belt. But no, I don't use a belt because I don't like to have to rely on anything. I'm super stubborn as a person. I don't know why that is. I've just always been that way. So if I'm gonna push heavy weight, I wanna do it myself, because I'm just not gonna be as satisfied or as happy with myself if I have to rely on something else. Like, I'll use chalk. Okay, so I don't compete or anything, so I don't have to push crazy heavy weight. I don't have to train insane like as if I was competing. I just like to do that for fun. I don't know why, I'm pretty stubborn, but I don't use specifically knee straps because I have scar tissue and nerve damage in both of my knees, and so I found for the longest time it was so hard for me to build my knees up and the muscles around them, to build those muscles up to the point where my knees felt comfortable. Some days my knees are still kind of annoy me. My sister still does like acupuncture on them for me and stuff like that, but I will never ever rely on knee straps because of that issue. I have to, I don't know if it's just a mental thing or if I'm just stubborn because of my injuries. I just want to know that my body can handle the weight by itself and that I don't need to rely on anything, because I am so stubborn. When someone tells me I have an injury or I can't do something, I just like, I don't listen to them. I know what I can do and I know what I'm capable of, and I push myself past my breaking points constantly because I want to prove it to myself. I don't care to prove it to anyone else. I don't care what anyone else thinks about any of my lifts or anything like that. I'm doing it for me. And so for me, I am not ever going to rely on knee straps. I'm sorry, like, I won't. I just went on a huge rant. Okay, I am not chirping anybody who uses any kinds of aids in the gym. Do what you gotta do, but me, my personal goal is I don't want to rely on anything. The only thing I will rely on is chalk. Well, like, use chalk, whatever. I'll use straps for deadlifts because realistically I'm not working on my grip strength, okay? I don't care to like go into a gym and like try and work on my grip strength. I don't want my forearms looking massive, okay? But I will also always have a spot. I will always have somebody there if I'm doing a heavy squat. You never know what's going to happen. And so when you walk into the gym and people look at you weird because you have someone there to spot you, I don't understand it, because if you are pushing heavier weight, you're gonna rely on anything, it should be a squat, in my opinion. Because one, a squat's gonna help you, if like you're falling back, they're gonna help catch you so you don't fall onto the bar, or so that you don't fall forward. A spot is going to correct your position into where it needs to be. For example, some people will have a spot because they lean too forward when they're doing squats, so their spot will pull their chest up just to remind them, chest up when you're squatting. It's going to help your form. A spot's going to help you if you're struggling at a certain point. They're going to give you a little bit of assistance so you can shoot past that point and you can finish the rep that you might not have been able to without your spot. A spot's going to be there to catch you again. If you're going to fall back, they're going to catch you. They're going to stop you from doing that. They're going to, once you're done, you're super heavy set and you're like shaking like crazy to get that weight back from whatever the rack, your spot's going to help you get that weight back. What's not going to help you do that is a belt. If you're falling back and you have a belt on, you're falling back with a belt on. If you're falling forward, you're gonna still push that weight up because the belt's supporting your stomach. You're still gonna push that weight up, but your form's gonna be off. You're gonna be injuring your upper back. There's gonna be so much curving going on there because you don't see what your form looks like. You're not watching your squat. You're watching yourself in the mirror if you're lucky to have a mirror in front of you, okay? So you're not seeing your squat. Your spot is seeing your squat. So if you have a spot, it's going to help you adjust your form, which is going to benefit your body. If you have a good spot, you're way less likely to injure yourself, and the spot is going to help you with whatever it is you need help with. That's the great thing about having a spot, is they're there for whatever you need. But yeah, so that is my split as of right now. My rest day is Sunday fun day, okay? So I don't go to the gym on Sundays. I chill, I rest. I do not gym, okay? Sunday is my fun day. Again, in summary, because this was a dragged out video, I do legs Monday, Tuesdays, arms and shoulders, chest Wednesday, Thursday back, legs Friday, abs Saturday, rest day Sunday. All that being said, I hope it makes sense. I was all over the place in that video. Sorry if I'm coming at you guys and it sounds like I am yelling at you. I'm really not. I guess I'm a D personality. I'm pretty like straight to the point. So one last thing that I wanted to mention, and it's pretty important and super overlooked, and everyone always says that when they talk about it because it's true. Stretching. Work in stretches after every workout. If you're working out on your back, stretch your back that day. If you're working out on your legs, stretch your legs that day. If you're working out on whatever the hell you're working out on, stretch afterwards, because if you're not stretching, your muscles are gonna get all tense and sore. Obviously that's gonna happen. You're getting lactic acid buildup in your muscles. That's what the soreness is after you work out. But what I mean is your muscles are gonna get all achy. They're gonna get pretty stiff pretty fast. So you don't want to develop any issues in your knees, your hips, your ankles, your feet. Really and truly stretch. Stretching is going to help your joints stay healthy. It's going to help you be in comfort. It's going to help your path towards success rather than leading your path to failure, okay? I know a lot of people watch these workout routine, schedule, split videos, whatever you want to call them. They're looking at these videos as inspiration just to try and get a little more knowledge on what it is they should be doing for their body. But my best tip for anybody watching this is make your schedule, your workout schedule, best for your lifestyle. Like my schedule changes all the time. I already explained to you why I moved my back day back another day is because I am adjusting it so that my body can heal and get the time it needs to heal in order for me to be doing exercises carefully as well as effectively. When you're creating your workout schedule, just make sure that you're making it for you. It's okay to like get inspiration from someone on YouTube or someone on Instagram, but adjust it to your own body. You can take that information and adjust it so that it suits you better and you are gonna get the better results. Make sense? So that's everything I have for today, you guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope learning about my workout split was helpful for some of you out there. I hope you enjoyed the content from today's video. But yeah, all that being said, if you haven't subscribed already to my channel, please do so now. I really do want to build my subscriber base a lot higher. I really do want to build a bigger family on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do so now. Don't forget to like this video as well as click that little bell so you never miss another video with me again. All that being said, I hope to see you all here next Tuesday. Thanks so much for watching.